All right. Well, there you go. Is there any more? Oh, there's more. There's more. Now, what about Theresa?
You're doing well, son.
Father.
Come now. You know who sired you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you, Emma. I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right. I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows.
Hey, Mom!
Make her proud.
Don't go.
Oh, don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Rattay wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Yobst.
Oh,
Right. I'll go straight away.
look at his fancy shirt.
What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Yes.
Not really.
Well, actually, you
You're
do.
as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
But you got to take him down.
Get out of here.
There you go. Good job.
Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
Isn't that Capon's room? Oh, I've activated the perk Balanced Diet. Just in time. And we've started the Epilogue quest. There we go. And what else have we got? We got go to the upper castle during the day to meet Margrave Jobst. Or Jobst. So here we are. This is, I guess this is the last little bit. We're actually after the credits, which is kind of confusing. And I think it confused a few other people. What's in the chest here? Can I get the... Is that not a chest? I thought that was a chest. All right, well, no, never mind. Let's see. We're going to head on out. There's a couple of things that we're going to do.
Halt right there.
What?
Show me what you have on you.
I got nothing.
Well then,
Why am I
What?
being arrested?
such are my orders.
For, search me then.
Ugh, come on then.
All right, you can go.
Well, thank you. I'm very important. No, I'm not really. But for some reason, the game thought it was time for me to. Oh, hey, you know what I need? Pebbles! Wait a minute, Pebbles. Where were you? Were you upstairs? Pebbles. All right, we have something. Before we continue on with anything else, well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Hang on, because I think I need to look smashing. So we're going to, let's see. Is there any, do I have any? We have our brocade outer jacket. I'm going to grab that. To be honest with you, I kind of, you know what? Let's switch over to the Milanese Brigandine because I kind of like that as well. But I am going to keep my kind of warrior-like appearance, just because I think it makes sense. So let's. Oh wow, we got dirty clothes and everything. I'm going to switch to you, and we're going to switch to you. There we go. Because what was I wearing before? I think it was like the Nuremberg, cuirass. Okay, there we go. Here, let me show you. This, if we take that off, it's a pretty nice looking thing, but we're filthy. We're absolutely filthy. So I think what we need to do is you know, what's my weight at? Fine. You know, we're not doing anything special. Let's just keep everything on us and let's head on out. Yeah. There is something I need to do. There is something that needs to be done. Well, there's a couple of things before we go and see Mr. Jobst. Yeah. The first is I need a bath, something fierce. It's been days, and you know me, and you know Henry. Henry likes to be clean and tidy, and you know, presentable. Especially if you're going to go up and see some fancy people. All right, we have to make a good impression. So we're going to come here and we're going to partake in some services.
God grant you health. How may I help you?
Services.
I'd like to order something.
Oh, he
here.
went with the other one.
And what do you want?
Just a bath.
Proper
launder.
bath. And my clothes need washing.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. Goodbye.
All right, thank you. All right, am I clean now? Do I look filthy? Hang on, let's take a look. I think I look smashing. I think I look great. So, and there, I'll show you what it is because we need to go and talk to Theresa.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Theresa. We haven't seen Theresa in a while.
Yeah.
And she needs to know about all the exciting things that have happened. And she might have heard stories, and maybe she was concerned. We also have to check on Mutt. Now, Mutt. Oh, she's dressed nicely too. Look at her.
Hey, lad. Don't you want a little wager on the Rattay?
No, thank you. No, thank you. I want to talk to Theresa here. Hi, Theresa.
I've got something for you. I hope you won't need them, but just in case.
Bandages.
Thank you.
I think she got me bandages. Would you like to go somewhere?
Wouldn't you like to take a stroll somewhere?
I'd love to.
Excellent. Do. Oh, are we going up to the pub? All right, cool. Now, what's going on?
Listen, Theresa. There's something I ought to tell you.
What is it? What's troubling you?
Oh.
I'm not quite sure how to tell you, so I'll just spit it out. So Radzig Kobyla is my father.
And King Wenceslas is my cousin. You really had me going.
No, I'm serious.
No, it's true.
What? But, Henry, how on earth could...
I know. It was a shock for me, too. It turns out Sir Radzig and my mother had some... romance.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Of course, he couldn't marry a commoner.
And your father? I mean, the blacksmith. God, that sounds so odd. I mean, Martin.
He knew Sir Radzig from way back. Martin... Pa married her before I was born, to protect her reputation, and raise me as his own.
And Sir Radzig allowed it?
Why not?
Sure. Actually, I get a feeling the whole thing was agreed between them. Sir Radzig was glad she wasn't left alone with a child.
My God, Henry, that's just... And what will that mean for you?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know?
Well, it all depends on Sir Radzig, doesn't it? As his illegitimate son, I don't have any rights as such. Well, it's not like I've suddenly become a noble like Capon. And even though Sir Radzig has publicly acknowledged me, Well, sort of. It hasn't really changed anything.
And if Sir Radzig decided to make a real noble of you, would you want that?
No.
I wouldn't. And it's never going to happen anyway.
Why not?
A bastard remains a bastard. Even if Sir Radzig never had another heir, all his property would go to the king by rights.
Yep.
You might be right, but can't you imagine it? Would you still care for me, a common millmaid, if you were a nobleman?
I'd always want to be with you.
Of course. I'll always be fond of you. Nothing will change that.
I'll remember that. I hope you won't regret those words.
No fear of that.
All right. Oh, I guess we're going back. Okay, I wasn't sure where we were going from there. Sometimes it loads up another cutscene. Okay. Well, we've told Theresa, and she seemed surprised but not shocked, which is quite interesting.
Let's go, Henry.
Okay.
Take care.
All right. You too. Bye. Oh, hello, Miller Peshek. All right, now we can go. Now we can go. I just had to that little bit of business before before we close things out. I really wanted to talk to Theresa. So let's head on back up. Now, where are we going? Let's take a quick look. It's probably the upper... Yeah, we're going to the upper castle. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just fast travel to the up to the top. And yeah, that's probably the quickest way to get up there. Otherwise, it's... Oh! What? Wait a minute, we didn't even get... Oh, it just goes straight to the cutscene. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I think I can dig that. I was confused there for a minute, but I'm pretty sure... It's like when I was trying to go up the hill to go to the camp, and all of a sudden it just went straight to a meeting. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened here. That's fine. We can live with that. If the game would actually load instead of being a perma screen. A perma loading screen. This is not good. All right. Hang on a minute.
Ah, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I don't mean that he didn't get Istvan, but that's okay.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Sir Radzig.
It came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur, that King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed, but to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to
What?
make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it.
Okay, sure.
Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergholf, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Berghof is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghof, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghof know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like scarlets? We have to put a stop to this senseless war!
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Bergov at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
I think he might have been kidding, and now he's been volunteered.
I doubt Bergov would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Big
Why
surprise.
not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Kuttenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
And had a
Excellent.
bath. You look filthy.
Margrave Jobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
All right. Well, there we go. Okay.
I
Now,
expect it would be best to write it in your name as Lord of Lipa.
talk to your
Quite
father.
so, Margrave.
Oh, but hang
What
on.
exactly am I to write?
Oh, what isn't really the issue? The question is how. We need to learn where they stand on liberating the king and ousting Sigismund. If they'll make trouble or join our side, but...
But we have to ask in a way that won't leave Sir Capon being run out of the castle with a whip.
Exactly.
How about writing that you're concerned about current events and that you want to see things settled peaceably, and then ask the opinion of the League of Lords?
Very well said, sir. And what they want to do about freeing King Wenceslas.
Whether they think liberating King Wenceslas IV might contribute to resolving the dispute?
And what they plan to do about the god-awful mess in this country.
What steps they envisage taking to end the pillaging of Bohemia by foreign armies?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Well, I'd also venture to suggest one more. What is their stance on that is, the initiatives of Margrave Jobst of Moravia and a large part of the Bohemian nobility? Whether they plan to take action against them or support their efforts?
You read my thoughts, sir.
All right. Well, there we go. Oh, you learned John of Yenstein? Okay. I guess we'll have... I'm supposed to talk to Dad, so we're going to talk to Dad. Hey, Divish, how you doing? Hey, Dad.
So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
It appears
Yes.
so.
I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Bergov is no saint.
Don't worry.
Ooh.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard.
All right.
You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Bergov tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just
Nope.
hand over the letter,
Okay, no embroiling.
hear out his reply, and return.
All
Yes.
Very well. Bergov is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the finest castles in the land.
Oh.
It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
Wow. Okay.
I'm getting a bit lost in the Luxembourg lineage. It all seems a bit too tangled.
The Luxembourgs have ruled the Empire and Bohemia for almost 100 years now. Emperor Charles brought this land to prominence. When he was in power, things had never been so good. Wenceslas and Sigismund are his sons, but by different mothers. Jobst and Prokop are their cousins. They were entrusted with governing Moravia. But instead, they've been in a bitter armed feud for years. and now Sigismund's fallen out with Wenceslas. Wenceslas also had another brother, the youngest, John of Görlitz, who was most probably poisoned.
Oh.
They seem like a hot-blooded lot. It's hard to keep up with their affairs, since they tend to change their alliances from one day to the next.
Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you here. This is like absolutely mind-numbingly, mind-bendingly, I should say, sort of twisted in little knots. I don't even know how to put it. It's just so complicated. Okay.
Who is he really, this Jobst?
Yeah, who's that guy?
The cousin of King Wenceslas.
Okay.
He's the Margrave of Moravia.
Okay.
I admit I don't know what to make of him myself. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his position. I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. It's best to keep a watchful eye on him, but he really is the leader of the resistance against Sigismund these days. We'll just have to see how it all turns out.
He probably just goes whichever way the wind is blowing. Whatever. He's one of those guys.
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslas. You knew him, didn't you? What's he really like?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. He certainly makes a great hunting and drinking companion.
Kind of like Capon.
But he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it tiresome. But once a man's grasped the scepter, it's hard to let it go again. You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king than a bloody war over the throne.
Yeah. And who is Prokop? Prokop's the cousin of Wenceslas and Sigismund or something.
Who is this Prokop that Job spoke of?
Jobst's brother, the king's cousin. He and Jobst warred over
yeah.
Moravian supremacy for years. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, Prokop fomented a revolt against him.
Oh my God.
And Sigismund had him captured. Politics. Make of it what you will. I, for one, can't make head or tail of it most of the time.
You and me both, Radzig. You and me both. And the League of Lords.
The League of Lords and that Berghoff.
I think that includes the Rosenbergs.
Who are they exactly?
The lords of the powerful houses.
Yep, Rosenberg.
Heinrich of Rosenberg, Otto of Berghoff, Heinrich of Radetz, and others. They're unhappy with the way their influence declined after Wenceslas surrounded himself with the lesser orders of nobility. They abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, and now they've joined forces with Sigismund and done it again. But now it seems that Sigismund's behavior is starting to rub them up the wrong way, so they may well be thinking twice. We'll see what Berghoff has to say.
All right. Yeah, we don't know anything about Sigismund.
I don't know all that much about Sigismund.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. 7 years ago, he led a crusade against the Turks and was defeated at Nicopolis. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, brutal. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst to liberate him. And now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it. God does move in mysterious ways.
What a mess. Oh my goodness. And Rupert of the Palatinate.
Rupert of the Palatinate? That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince-Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince-Elector?
The Prince-Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Rupert took the title for himself with the help of 3 other Prince-Electors, even though Wenceslas had already been appointed. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome to be crowned emperor, it turned into a fiasco. Now he's doing his utmost to get Wenceslas to acknowledge him, but so far without success. So, now we have 2 kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with Sigismund for a while, but now he's switched allegiance. He seems to do that quite a lot.
Yeah, he seems to be a bit wiggly. And, oh yeah, the, John, that's it, the young man, John of Liechtenstein.
That young man, Sir John of Liechtenstein. Why is he here?
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family with estates in Austria and Moravia. Sir John sits on Jobst's council. Since the king's being held captive in Vienna, I suppose it makes sense to have a powerful Austrian house as allies. It could be very useful.
All right, and I guess that's it. Wow.
That's about all.
Yeah, it's more than
Very
enough,
well.
actually.
Take the letter from Sir Hanush, and good luck, son.
All right. Cool. I guess we got to come over here and take the letter.
I don't know what to think.
All right, so we've got the letter. Oh.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords.
Oh.
How's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Capon,
Now
have
remember
a bath.
what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle.
Oh, God.
We'll be
He
back in a
doesn't
few
believe it
days.
either.
Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. So we picked up the letter from Margrave. We got 85. Congratulations. You've completed the main storyline. If you like, you can still embark on side quests and activities or just wander the world. You can end the game anytime afterwards by riding off the map with Sir Hans Capon squad. Now, here's the thing. I specifically did make a very large effort before going into this last sort of sweep to the end to do as many of the little quests and stuff that I could find that I kind of wanted to do. The one I didn't do was Johanka's story. For a variety of reasons, it's fine. But anyways, I'm happy with where I am with this particular Henry. I'm happy with what he's done, and I think we can actually, you know what? We'll close it off.
Come now, Hal. My men are mustered in the courtyard. We can get going.
You're a bit muffled, Hans. Perhaps you should have a bath and clear... Oh, my God. He's filthy. You're filthy, Hans. You absolutely are filthy. Do. Okay. Now, is this... Hey, it's Pebbles! Now, do I have to actually talk to, You know what? I might have to talk to Hans. Because we might need to... Yeah, he's going to wait. Okay.
So, can we set off now, Henry?
Yep. Absolutely. I can hardly wait.
Of course. I can't wait.
So, to horse. The Lord of Burgov is bound to be waiting as eagerly.
Oh my god, he still hasn't bathed. Look, dude, seriously, right over... There's a bucket of water somewhere around here. Just dunk your head. Go after Capon. Oh, okay. Yeah. Excuse me, important, Okay. Oh, are we able to match speed?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. There we go. Excellent. Do. Now, if I remember correctly, the, well, actually, I don't... I don't actually know. Oh.
I'm getting used to it.
Oh, he's all
what
muffled.
About Rodsey?
Oh, there we
Was
go.
he accounted for not owning up to you the whole time?
He explained it. All will be well, I think.
Glad to hear it. It's far more acceptable for a nobleman to befriend a noble bastard than a blacksmith's son.
Mind you, don't come to blows with a blacksmith, my young lord.
Yeah.
What do you think about Sir Jobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost.
Yes.
I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslas a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believed we'd rescue the king and all would be well again, but now it looks a lot more complicated.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels, but I hadn't expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
They do.
Fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. Beggar's belief.
I think this is one of those cases where we have a little conversation.
Did you know that King
There we go.
Wenceslas is such a...
Yeah.
Such a...
Feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know. I slept better believing my fate was watched over by a wise and powerful monarch.
So did I.
What a dismal world when you can't keep trust in your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with him gone.
Isn't that the truth?
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't double-crossed him, none of this would have happened.
No one forced him to burn Skalitz.
That's a fact. But he couldn't let them shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending him.
He's a weasel.
Yes, he is.
No doubt about that.
There we go. We can agree.
Do you know anything about Prokop?
Ha! Sir Hanush could tell you a thing or two about him.
Why?
Last winter, a certain Sir Jan Sokol of Lamberg, a well-known knight, or robber baron to some, tried to occupy the city of Iglau, which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
And what has that got to do with Hanush?
Well, he was there with him.
Oh,
of
no.
course, that's not something to brag about in front of Jobst.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite there being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the Iglau women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel.
Huh. Him and his mace.
And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
All right. Simple enough.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him, but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him. And his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
Yeah, what was it called? Trotsky? I think it was called Trotsky Castle. Let's see maybe if I can look that
What
up.
about
later.
the League of Lords?
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit. But the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. If I were Wenceslas, I'd have let them hang after they abducted me the first time. But he gave them seats at the provincial council. Little wonder they're back in their old tricks.
I think it was, wasn't it Rosenberg's man that came investigating the counterfeit silver? And he had a letter from Rosenberg's scribe, if I believe, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it was. So yeah, the Rosenbergs are kind of involved in this crud as well. On what side, I don't know. Hey, look, there's Neuhoff. I wonder how they're doing. I haven't been to back to Neuhoff for quite a while. I imagine they must be doing quite well. Look at that. They've got lovely horses out front. Huh. Okay, yeah, I have a general idea. I think I've tried to ride down here before, and there's like this little camp on the left-hand side, partway up. And I seem to remember that you couldn't go too much further. It was like the edge of the map. And my guess is that we're basically not. I think our little conversation is over now. So I'll go a little quiet here, and then I'll pick back up when something interesting happens. Oh, yep. There's the little camp. Is that where we're going? I don't know. He seems to have stuck. Oh, okay. All right. We've achieved our objective. Go after Capon. I will. I'm going to talk to him as well. Hey. Oh, no, I can't talk to him yet. All right. We'll let him get to where he needs to go. We got stumps here. And there's like a whole little, like, sort of a thing. Oh, am I hungry? Am I going to need to eat for this trip? You know what? I generally, how about this? We'll have a last meal. There we go. And we've got we've got sleeping spots, and we've got a chest. What's in it? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. St. George's sword? Oh, wow. Look at all this stuff. What's the most expensive thing in here? The Magdeburg cuirass. St. George's. I have St. George's sword. How could there be another one? Neat. All right, let's talk to Capon.
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you ready for this?
I am. Absolutely.
Of course. At last I'll get to see more of the country and have a bit of an outing.
Exactly.
What?
You still haven't had a bath. Oh, here we go. Riding off into the sunset by the looks of it.
Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty, I'd rather find that whoreson who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I have a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna juvat!
All right, well, there we go. This is the actual end, not the other end. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. I mean, I would have been much happier if we could get Toth and get my sword back and all that other stuff, but there's rumors of a Kate. Holy moly! Hang on a sec. That's really loud. There's rumors of a KCD2. That it's been in the rumor mill about that. There's no official confirmation. There is supposed to be another Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yeah. So I will, of course, if that actually shows up, I'll be all over it. My hope is that sometimes developers they capture lightning in a bottle, but doing that twice can be very, very difficult. I hope they can pull it off. All right, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone. Until next time, you all have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.